There's a door in my house I haven't opened in 3 years. It's 6 feet from where I'm sitting right now. I can see it from my chair.
The handle is the wrong height, the frame is 2 inches too narrow, and the threshold has a half-inch lip that might as well be a brick wall when you're rolling.
So I just stopped using it. That's not the only one. There are actually 4 doors in this house that the wheelchair has slowly written out of my life. And the strangest part isn't that I can't use them. It's how normal that started to feel.
This is what it actually looks like when a house decides which rooms you're allowed in.
Before I walk you through the 4 doors, let me tell you why doors specifically are the silent enemy of wheelchair life. A standard interior door in an American house is 28 to 30 inches wide.
A standard manual wheelchair is 25 inches wide. A power chair like mine is closer to 27. That gives you, if you're lucky, an 1.5 inches of clearance on each side. 1.5 inches, with knuckles.
Then you've got the handle. Round knobs require a grip and a twist. 2 motions a lot of disabled hands don't do well. Lever handles are better, but they're mounted at standing height, which means you're reaching up and forward at the same time.
And the threshold, that tiny strip of wood or metal at the bottom of every doorway. To a walker, it's invisible. To a wheelchair, it's a speed bump.
Door number 1 is the guest bathroom. It's the closest bathroom to the living room, which is where I spend most of my day. On paper, it should be the one I use. In reality, I haven't been through that door in over 2 years. The opening is 26 inches wide. My chair is 27. I have measured it more times than I want to admit, hoping the math would change. It never does.
To get through that door, I would have to transfer out of my chair, walk 3 steps holding the frame, and then transfer to the toilet, which, by the way, is also too low and has no grab bars.
So instead, every time I need a bathroom, I roll past it, past the closest one, to the bathroom at the other end of the house, the one we modified, the one that took $8,000 and 4 months to make work.
That guest bathroom might as well not exist. Door number 2 opens onto the basement stairs. I used to use that basement. My tools were down there, the deep freezer, the Christmas decorations, a whole storage room of things from before. Stuff I haven't touched since I started using the chair full-time. The door itself is fine. Standard width, lever handle, manageable threshold. The problem is what's behind it. 13 wooden steps with no lift, no ramp, no chair-accessible alternative. The basement is just gone. What gets me is that my parents still go down there. They'll come up holding something I owned 10 years ago and ask if I want it. And I have to decide, on the spot, whether a thing from my old life is worth them carrying it up the stairs for me. So most of the time I say no, even when I want it, because asking someone to bring you your own belongings out of your own house gets old fast. Quick pause, because I want to say something that doesn't get said enough. When able-bodied people hear stories like this, they often jump straight to solutions. Widen the door, install a stair lift, move to a single-story house. And those are real options sometimes, but every one of them costs thousands of dollars, or weeks of construction, or a move you can't afford. So for now, we live around the doors. Door number 3 is the back door, the one that opens onto the deck. I love that deck. Or I loved it. 3 steps down to it from the door. No ramp, no rail to hold on to. And the door itself is one of those old sliding patio doors where the bottom track sticks out about 1 inch above the floor, too tall for me to roll over without my front casters slamming and bouncing back at me. When the weather is nice, really nice, the kind of spring day in Georgia that makes you remember being able to walk outside without a plan, I'll roll up to that door and just look through the glass at the deck. I can see the grill, the patio chairs, the bird feeder my mom keeps filling. I can hear it out there, even with the door closed. I haven't sat on that deck in 2.5 years. What I want you to understand isn't the inconvenience of it. It's the slow, quiet way a disability rewrites your house. You don't realize you've been redrawn out of a room until one day you notice the chair you used to sit in has a layer of pollen on it, and nobody's wiped it down because nobody assumed you'd need to. The deck didn't lock me out. The wheelchair didn't lock me out.
3 concrete steps and a track strip locked me out. That's it. That's all it takes. Door number 4 is the one that hurts the most. It's the door to my old bedroom, upstairs. Yes, this house has a second floor, and yes, that's its own whole conversation. We moved my whole life down to the first floor 3 years ago. The bed, the dresser, the desk. My current bedroom is what used to be the dining room. The actual bedroom, the one with the window I picked out and the closet I built shelves into, is still up there, untouched. The door is closed. My mom dusts it once in a while. I've asked her not to, not because I don't want it clean, but because every time she does, she has to walk past me to get there, and I have to sit at the bottom of the stairs and listen to my own footsteps echoing in a room I can't reach. That's the thing about doors. They don't just close off rooms. They close off versions of you. 3 years into this version of my life, here's what I've actually learned about doors. You stop fighting the ones that won't budge. You make peace with the rooms you can't enter, the way someone makes peace with a friend who moved away. You don't forget the room exists. You just stop reaching for the handle every time you roll past it. Your brain literally reroutes. After a while, you don't even see those doors anymore. They become wall. And you get fiercely protective of the doors that do work. The front door, which we widened. The accessible bathroom, which we rebuilt. The door to the kitchen, which my dad took off the hinges entirely so I could get the wheelchair in. Those doors are sacred. If something stops working on one of them, a hinge, a handle, a threshold strip coming loose, it gets fixed that same day, because we already know what life looks like when a door becomes uncrossable. Every disabled person reading this knows what I mean. The map of your house quietly shrinks, and the doors that still let you through become the most important architecture in the building. They're not just doors anymore. They're the borders of your usable world. I want to hear from you, because I know I'm not the only one who lives like this. What's the door in your house, or someone's house, that you stopped using? Maybe it's a bathroom you have to skip. Maybe it's a basement, a deck, a bedroom upstairs. Maybe it's not even about wheelchairs. Maybe it's the door to a relative's house with 3 steps and no railing, the one that quietly removed you from holidays. Drop it in the comments. Be specific. Say which door, why, and how long it's been. I read every single one, and I want to know whether the 4 doors in my house are typical, or whether some of you have more. And if you know someone who's about to start using a wheelchair, or just did, send them this video. There's nobody who explained any of this to me before I had to learn it the hard way. If this is the first video of mine you've watched, this is Rolling Disaster. I make videos about what disability life actually looks like from the inside. Wheelchair life, SSDI life, Medicaid life, all the stuff nobody warns you about until you're already there. I'm not selling anything. I'm not asking for sympathy. I'm just one disabled guy in Georgia, putting words to things that don't usually have words. Subscribe if any of this lands. Hit the bell if you want to know when the next one drops. And if you've got a door in your house I haven't talked about, a kitchen, a garage, an attic, a porch, I'll cover those next. For now, thanks for rolling with me. I'll see you on the next one.